demands micro, small, medium industry. Let me tell you, the driver of any economy in the world is MSME. 2 weeks ago, Lagos State won their 10 billion MSME. I was invited to give the industry. And when we were in Ogun State, we did 1 billion with back of industry. IJBoys, we can do this and we work on it, and I will be with you on this journey. The best part of industry, I remember people from Ijebu there, those people doing career and everything, we empowered them, we gave them money, and it was 9%. That 9% was subsidized by the government. People get it wrong because we don't get money for 9% anywhere. So let us see how we can do everything and help our teaming young guys, our mothers, our fathers, our brothers and sisters. We can help them with this MSME fund, and it's available. But because we don't even know where to go to, that's why we're having that problem. Another area we need to look at is the construction sector. We are blessed. We have so many things in this town that we can use and support the construction industry. I remember, and I can tell you, the last time Ijebu really saw the real development when I was going on was in 1979 when Papa Solomon was the chairman, was the governor of Ogun State. I'm sorry to say this. That was when I realized that, there's a company called Vico Engineers, Vico Construction, that did I remember that my father's house, they broke everywhere, they broke all our fencing to expand the roads. But now, how do we empower people like that and ensure that the IJBoys, there are so many engineers, doctors, lawyers, engineers that can do construction. We have to need to identify them, and it's very important. But I can tell you this, you cannot do it alone. I want to let you know that. If you want to do it alone, you are going to have problems. So we need to collaborate. We have ideas, the Ijebu development association, they are there. The Ijebu heritage, they are doing this. So, not giving some of the members are members of ideas. I don't think as a member. So you need to now work with all those people and work together as a team. We cannot be running things together. And I will tell you before I said that. When I became the chairman of Odua, I realized that Odua, they are doing construction building. When I bought, I said, no, father and son will not do things together. And I collapsed it. All the real estate business of Odua today are being managed by government. Odua Investment Company today is a big old So there's no need for us to be competitive. And that's what we need to do. As Ijebus, we must come together as one and fight our cause. Some members cannot be fighting this way, other ones fighting this way, other ones fighting. They are not going to succeed. Let me be honest with you. So with IJBoys, you now need to collaborate. It's very important, and I think we should take it. Don't let us make our first economic forum like talking shop. Are you getting me? And I will tell you the reason why. I've been going for UN, whoever knows what it means. When people go for UN, United Nations, all our presidents, they go there, they shop on Fifth Avenue, come back the next year and say the same thing. So there's no problem. If UN is really working, there won't be one in Ukraine. There won't be problem in the economy, the world. So all these people are just selfish people and they are talking. So don't let us make this one the talk show. Let us walk the talk. And whatever it is, I'm going to let you have a copy of my speech, which can be used and at least among yourself. It's very important. So don't let us start talking here. I woke up very early this morning, drove all the way to come out. So don't let us have it, all our fathers that are here today. Let them be appreciative that whatever we say this time next year, when you are having this forum, you are talking about what we have achieved. Good thing is very important. You hear people calling from America, London, so we need to invest in that. And I want to tell you this. Ogun State is known for IT. I think they said there's a police person here. Where is the police? We are known for something. Do you know that the highest fraud on information technology is from Ogun State? I don't know whether you knew about it, you heard about it. And what we did as a government, we now said, if you these children, you have this brain to do this, then let us convert it to something. And that's why we created the IT hub in Ogun State. And they are using that. Instead of doing criminal things now, they are now doing what is right. And it took an areas we need to look at. Then corporate social responsibilities, CSR. I always tell people, for any organization to see the kingdom of heaven, you must be socially responsible to the community where you operate. And CSR, 1% after tax is chairman. We must ensure that all the industries that are operating in Ogun State, they are socially responsible to the community. Because if you don't keep that community alive, you will have peace to operate in that area. So we must encourage industries to have corporate social responsibility. And access to land, let's be honest with ourselves. We must start talking to our agencies that they should encourage investors to go and invest. They shouldn't be talking about what I'm going to do. What is the need for me is not what is, that is selfish end. We must out ensuring, talking to our fathers, the real fathers, that let people have access to land. And once we have that, government will be able to approve so many things and get things done. Then I want to talk about we Nigerians in diaspora. I will tell you something. We are doing, if you go to Cocoa House today, you will see a reformed Cocoa House. You see the rooms there, the offices there, you think you are in England. But the external building, we found that we need to do a lot of work. And I asked them, who are the builders? They said, G Kappa. The business invited them to come and tell us what we need to do. Then we now found out that some Nigerians in diaspora, architects, structural engineers, they wrote a letter to me that they want to participate in that. No problem. I want you guys to come and join us in fixing Cocoa House. If you see the package we got from them, and I said, these are the people we are going to go with. So Nigerians in diaspora, you must now encourage things like the medical outreach you did. I have a list. She's coming in on Thursday to this country, whereby she's going to donate BP monitoring about 100, and I have this diabetes test and everything. You Nigerians in diaspora, there are so many areas you can support. Decide one day, take a day off. One of your members who are doctors, let them go to Ijebu General Hospital, see areas where they can help. I will tell you something. One of the prominent persons in this country had an accident and he was flown to London. The fellow got to London on Sunday for him. The doctor was going to see and flown to Nigeria on that Sunday. Do you know that that doctor is from Nigeria? He came to help Nigeria. He flew back to London a week after and treated this person. The person paid them £500. Can you imagine our Nigerian person who will have treated in Nigeria and paid and taken on there, who have come to London to do that? So I think we don't know the importance of the Nigerians. I think we must take advantage of that. Let us bring our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, encourage them to come home and impact what they've done. There are so many grants, international grants that will be funded by these people. So we can do that instead of discouraging them. Let us encourage them to come back to the country and do that. And I have the chairman of the local government here, Gary. We must start putting the right people in the right place as the chairman of the local government. I have Honorable Gaza, who was the chairman. Gary was the vice chairman. Today, Gary is the chairman. I went to his office a few minutes ago. I was impressed about the transformation. So you need the local government chairman to support you. When I came in here, I found out that there was no podium. And I said, you must have a podium. And they spoke with him, he brought in a podium. He gave you this room to use. This is a monument. And I will tell you, if this building is in America and England, if you see what they will be doing. For example, Airport Hotel, there's a building where the airport hotel started, 5 rooms. I've told them, the building is 85 years old. I've told them to keep that building. That is where it's made for the officer and no use. That place, as long as I'm alive, I will keep on reminding them that they should put that on as a monument. We are investing something in the airport hotel, and at the same time, we are telling them that they must keep that monument. I'm happy to tell you today, Kenya Hotel, by God's grace, first quarter of next year, we are commissioning it. We are increasing the room from 87 to 154. This is built to be 10 floors. merge it together with 6 floors car park, penthouse, swimming pool on the 5th floor, and all those things. And what happened? If the chairman, they took me to one place. They said, this is the chairman's apartment. I said, to do what? To sleep there? I said, no. We are going to break this thing. And that's what made us to convert and brought international people. When you get there, in another 3 months, you will see the transformation. So we must now try to do what we can do in Nigeria. We need you as the chairman of the local government. You have autonomy, you are going to have the funds going to you. You must look at the way to start creating the infrastructure. In the Ijebu, I work to know that the local government chairman we do the roads, the hospitals and everything. It was the military that created problems for us. And they came in and hijacking the local government. I mean, I don't see the reason why the king, the KDC, will report to the local government chairman. Because KDC is there forever. I think they still need to change that law. It's there forever. Local government chairman or governor or minister, they are going to spend 4 years after 8 years. I mean, our dispatch, that is, became a king at the age of 26. He's still there today. It's a point of reference. When anybody wants to become governor, he's come and meet him. He's our father. And we now get the governorship. What happens? The rest is history. So what I'm saying is that let us now start making important. IJBoys, we must work with your local government channel. It's very important. And I know time is well spent. We can do a lot. And I can tell you, I'm available to support you in any area that you can. And I want to leave you with this. As a people, we have significant human and financial resources to draw from. It is therefore important that we leverage these resources to develop an Ijebu that we can bequeath to the next generation, while with pride and confidence the world remains in our court. Thank you and God bless.
Almost 4 billion naira, if not more, by the time state, just to ensure that we have the semblance of good government in the country. And that is one out of Kanye State's experience. He was a minister in the hospital day, and he will tell you that what we saw when he was in government, one out of people allowed to go back to money, and to take over. One last time, you know, when one man said, well, I'm going to say, how we not I mean, he's so passionate about good governance, and by God's grace, we will have it. He's brilliant to administer a state. By God's grace, the Muslim God. So, the plenary session, we're still waiting for Dr. Kuli Azan, who is the founder of the IE Foundation Group. He's not there yet, but I'm told he's on his way. So, in starting this,
on a Wednesday, right? On Monday, on a Tuesday, it's not an easy thing. You committed yourself. You see, the zero at which we are now doing this must not relent. The problem we have in this country is sustainability. We find it difficult to sustain things. I tell people that when I come to visit you in your home, and I want to decide whether I'm going to eat or drink in your house, the first place I go to is your guest toilet, because that is the ambassador of your home. When you get to the guest toilet and start seeing cockroaches, and that means the person doesn't have maintenance control. So the only way forward is that we IJBoys, because I'm a member of IJBoys, they are all my bros, so we must now sustain this tempo. It's very important. I just told the president now that I will support you in the area of MSL with the Bank of University. Let's see how we can drive it. But we cannot do this thing alone without government. I can tell you this, I've served in government, I've worked in private sector. If you want to do anything, you still need government approval. So we must now start penetrating to those people in government and support. That's why it's important to ensure that people are going to be in government at people that you know very well. When you say traditional market, they are not fools. They know what they are doing. They are planting their own people in strategic places. If you remember when we were growing up, the most senior people in the military, they are Hausas. Why? Because they are planning ahead. Go and see the policeman, Mr. Ozola. You see that the people you have the police now in Abuja, they are children of prominent people, son of Elia, daughter of this, daughter of that. When you now wake up one day, you find out that the IG is Hausa, the next one is Hausa. You say no, because they are strategically located. They know what they're doing. I had my MBA in strategic management and understand what strategy is all about. You must be able to strategize. We don't strategize, all the things we are talking about is a waste of time. So let us see how we can maintain it. And that's why I'm independent. And all the things we say today, put it, do it in form of community. Let everybody sign it and we work on it as a Bible. And that's the work we should work on. Thank you very much.
My name is Olatunde Samanayode, a proud Ijebu boy. By the grace of God, I have been saddled just of recent with the presidency of Ijebu Chamber of Commerce, Industries, Mines and Agriculture. I want to thank my fathers that are here. We have to continue from where you brought us to. And I believe with your prayers, we'll move forward. So I want to stand on all the existing protocols, all our daddies and mommies that are here. We appreciate you. Ijebu is number one, and will remain there. By profession, I am a surveyor, a fellow of the Nation of Surveyors. I'm currently the chairman of the body of fellows of surveyors. I grew up in Ijebu land, was born and grew up in Ijebu land from Ibido, Ogumodia. From there, I came to Ijebu Grammar School, up to the oldest school in Nigeria. Also, I want to say this so we can understand what I'm saying. The Ijebus were known as genius anywhere we find ourselves. God has given us wealth, and I used to tell the governors, I've had interaction with governors of Ogun State from the times of that were sitting on gold, but we never knew they were sitting on gold. If there's any state that can stand on its own in Nigeria, Ijebu State will be one of them when we are giving. Because we have everything required to be great. Not only as a state, as a nation, Ijebu can stand as a nation on its own. But I want to say this, that the entrepreneurship spirit in Ijebus need to be reawakened and need to be redirected. If we don't do that, we might be moving around in circles. By the grace of God, after my first degree, I was retained in the department because I was the best graduate student in the University of Lagos. So I joined the faculty, but the devil spirit in me could not allow me to stay too long. The day I resigned from the service of the University of Lagos, I went to my supervisor, 9-year gap between me and him, to the university, to UBA, Unilag. And he asked for the balance in his account. He has 63 naira. That was 1990. I looked at myself. In 9 years' time, and the woman who has 63 naira in his account. Even as a student, I knew how much I was making because I started my company as a student of University of Lagos. And I was consulting for companies. In fact, one of them gave me a contract of 2,000 naira in those days, which was a big money. And I asked myself, 9 years time, 63 naira in account, withdraw 60 naira. I told my Oga, Dr. Obabu, I said, Oga, I have left. Also, after I've left the side of the University of Lagos, he said, if you leave, who will be doing the job? I said, that between me and you. People have come and they have gone. To the glory of God, within a year of leaving the service of University of Lagos, I got a job that I could pay the salary of all the professors in my department from my own salary. That's the spirit of Ijebus. We don't like to be under. We want to fly. Our daddies, they will help us. Because I have seen some flaws which only going back to the family can solve in the Ijebu land. Number one, hard work. When we're growing, Baba Ode, no, Ijebus are not lazy. We are hard working. Number two, integrity. We need to get back that to the roots. Because when I left, after the University of Lagos, I went to Scotland and so on. I was in the oil and gas industry. I left the oil and gas industry overnight. Why? Abacha didn't care. You remember the Pegasus issues, who are some of the people that made Nigeria to be grounded. And so they said they must sack all of us involved. And they called me to my head office. They said, your government said you must go. I said, fine. The Ijebu gave me my letter termination. I told him, I said, fine. He said, but when the issue is resolved, we'll call you back. I told him, promote me 10 times. I'm not coming back. Good night. And I left the place. And I came back to Ijebu land. I want to thank God what I couldn't do with somebody that I was able to do in the Ijebu land. That's it.
The Honorable Chairman of Odua University, Ijebu, Otumba, Ashiru, has basically made my job easy for me today. He has touched all the key areas, so I would avoid repetition. I would like to thank the President of IJBoys Association, Mr. Olaguyi Ojuni, and every member of this association for their love and compassion for Ijebu land. I say thank you. I also would like to appreciate again Otumba Bimbo Ashiru. What we are doing in the Ogun State today, I would say, is the job of what we are doing, which means it sets the pace when there was a former commissioner for commerce and industry. I would also like to appreciate one of the great sons of Ijebu land. I call him my mom. He is also the brain behind the economic development of Ogun State. And he is the Honorable Commissioner for Finance and Chief Economic Advisor to the Governor of Ogun State, Honorable Oladapo Abdurrahim Okubadejo. The current administration, under the value-driven leadership of His Excellency Prince Dapo, has set a bold ambition to drive economic stability, sustainable growth, and socio-economic transformation of the people of Ogun State. His Excellency has created an enabling environment for business to thrive. At the outset of His Excellency's administration, we aimed our economic roadmap on the building our future agenda with an ambition to becoming the fastest growing economy in Nigeria. As the manufacturing and industrial hub of Nigeria, and to position the state to take full advantage of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. The EJCs are meant to have one, a clustered approach, attracting investors, economic of scale, enabling environment, economic growth and development. The entire Ijebu land, of course, which is the East Senatorial District, has high agricultural potential. Location advantage to Lagos, the biggest consumer market in Nigeria, positions Ijebu land to becoming one of Nigeria's agricultural powerhouse. Opportunity assessment across the agricultural value chain includes available lands for farming, livestock farming, crop farming, fishery, aquaculture, ranching, storage, and meat processing. We are blessed to have two economic development clusters in Ijebu land. Remo Economic Development Cluster and Ijebu Economic Development Cluster. The Remo Economic Development Cluster, which is the Erythropolis, is designed as an airport around an agro airport. The key features of this Erythropolis are logistics and distribution, warehouses and facilities for logistics and export-oriented businesses are located at this site.
Yes, you're going to do that will benefit other IJBoys and other men and other elder statesmen here or those who are meant to come. Get PSA done for everybody. Get urologists to do screening for all the men. The commonest cancer that kills men is prostate cancer. The commonest cancer that kills women is breast cancer. The commonest cancer that kills anyone is colon cancer. Unfortunately, routinely in Nigeria and Africa, we don't screen. I'm okay now, I'm fine. I shall go a lot of things. I've been a campaign person for health screening since 2013 when I was the state president for medical women. I got to realize that a lot of our women don't even come out for screening for breast cancer and cervical cancer. And early screening saves lives from every disease. Either is hypertension. As we are seated, if randomly I selected the blood pressure for everybody, we will have blood pressure that at least higher than 170 as we are seated. Won't doubt it. But honestly, we are products of our choices. I might be tilting more to talking about health and a bit passionate and a bit stamping it. But I'm honestly sick and tired of crying behind the curtain of people talking and dropping it. Some of these dates are avoidable. It really doesn't take much. If you can just get screened routinely, I heard men, particularly men, they are strong. They are very strong. And they feel that, okay, when our wives tell us what gets reserved it's the woman's stuff. But it's not just the woman's stuff. If a man dies, the breadwinner of the family is gone. Then you turn the woman to a widow unprepared. If a woman dies, the event planner of the family and community and the in-laws is gone. So every one of us will contribute to the community. We're talking about
it's a great asset to the cause of the a full advantage. Like when you have an asset and you don't know how to use it, that's the problem. But if you have an asset and you know how to stretch it, do whatever you like, then you have to get it. I've got a question. I don't see much of the not far from them, but I don't see much. It's been spending good time with us in the corporate world and spending good time with the public sector. Now, I've attended a lot of programs. What we can do how blessed we are and all that. And all we do is just come. And I feel that now that we have our own band, big band, by the grace of God, the current chairman, do a good company. He knows very well the NPC there. That is the only business Nigeria has backing and running very well. You barely hear any story about it. And every year they cut $1 dividend for us. I want to challenge my brother not giving you as the chairman and current chairman. We want to take advantage of this for the bitumen that God has blessed us. Let us find how we can get people who regular countries around the world who are fast to know the market, everybody market. And let them go and have 51% of that project and let them do it. Let them have all we give to money to the employer, the company again. All we can do is provide the land, let them do some settlement for them there, provide some part of that, and then like I said, I don't see him as a politician. Those politicians are thinking of the net election. That's their problem. They want to finish an election today, they will talk
The collateral I'm bringing to state government was my integrity, and I'm happy I left with it intact. I understand what you're saying, sir, about the job bitumen and everything. If you listen to Ijebu some years back, or what happened, there's no story for there. That will tell you that. Today, Udua investment is going to, we have the marginal field, OMA 95, and by God's grace, in the next 3 months, we are going to drill our first barrel. These are things that Baba Ulo were trying to do, and I will tell you something. The reason why we have problems, we actually bidded for that OMA 95, if you don't know, and when I became the chairman, we bidded for it. And a day before we did the bid, from nowhere, it was brought in another level to come and bid before. And no problem with that. They gave us 14%, 14.7%, and gave the other people who are not from the southwest 51.7%. So I called the governors, all these of them, they got bless his soul. I said, you guys, what is happening? And I drafted a letter, all these governors, they wrote to Buhari and said, we are one of these things, how come Udua can now have 48%, while the other people had 51%? If Buhari is going to reply, maybe tomorrow. Now, when I went to fix the license, our license on that day, the governor, the chairman, former minister of, he was the governor of Bayelsa, not this, he said, when he took my hand, he said, I love your resident, and you put 40. Go and behold, it makes $6 million from Udua. Because the other people already have to pay for them. Today, I'm actually chairman of the entire marginal field. The point is that the good men, we can get investors, unfortunately for us, the investors that are going to come to invest in them, we cannot do it alone. It's state government. That place belongs to Ogun and Ogun state government. Ogun state has a binding of 40%. Ogun state. So, the only thing is that we pray that our people are not compromised. But for us to do it, I will tell you, sir, except like it was a military man that took it. And all our things that they took it to work. I told the FD, let us check the case. Nothing for us. Yes, they don't take them. I don't want to meet in class when they are already in place. And then that man, and I took the government. I said, sir, this is a government that will not belong to. We don't belong to. I said, no. It's an outside man. I said, sir, I will go to the press and it will be like the balance. You don't want to stay, go to the press. Go. You have connected the back. Some of these things, the one opposite the deputy governor's house in Lagos State, it was difficult to put them there to keep that from them. And Professor Shikali said, people, one, demolish that place and build. Today, we have 18 apartments, 10 for the investor of this year and 8 for Guatemala. So we are doing all those things that were stolen. We took them back. And the thing is that we just go and demolish immediately and start building next thing. Go and see all the places. The point is that we cannot do it alone. We need government. So I believe President Governor, I think we have this estate, because I think there now, and that just the information, the person. So all we need to do that, we don't want to pray to have the right person in the take us up. And when we get to Ijebu State, I pray we have the right person to us. That's most important. If you keep on putting the wrong people there, and I'll tell you that there's no one who is a politician. Everyone tells you that politics is my profession, that is fictive. You must have a primary thing. Politics is an act of service. No politics is politician. Let me tell you before. I start with government, I start with private sector. Is that we must, if you go to North America, they have their primary, secondary thing. Everybody have. Professor Kwan was in the House of Assembly, he was a professional, and he started. Mr. Romano was a journalist when he started. So when we mentioned Jacob was a journalist, which is then someone who was a lawyer, Jacob was a oil and gas, and Amos was an accountant. So there's nobody that anybody says that a politician, they're just lying. They have no job. Politics is an act of service. It's not a profession. And I can't.
The appropriate person to be the keynote speaker here in the person of our membership. Also, project on our elders, and particularly Professor Obama, a very, very senior, iconic academic, who is on the page is the person that moved the bill for the establishment of the first state university in Nigeria. I'm listening carefully to all the presentation, discussions, and so on. But I want to draw our attention to an area that appears to have been abandoned. Today, that economy in the world is 1.3 trillion. In Africa, we can call it 98 billion because the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has in its renewed agenda to revive that sector and have what we call a viable sports economy in Nigeria. I've not heard anybody talk about sports economy. That's why I decided to just chip this in. Just a week ago, I had to organize successfully a scientific conference on viable sports economy in Nigeria. And IJBoys
is Ijebu. I was 80 last year. I am 85 today. I'm an Ijebu. I call myself Ijebu boy. I am very proud of what the IJBoys are doing here. The first time I came to this hall was 1951, when Obama School, the school owned by the daughter of Ijebu. The school was at Obama Street. We were doing entertainment here. Among the grandmans, that was the first time I came here in 1951. 7 years ago. Now, the last time I came here was 1963, before I went to England. Okay, that there was my classmate at the River College. I very young, I don't know that. When I was that told me about this event that I'm not going to the room for 7 years. I said, I'm back. Because I'm very impressed with the IJBoys. What we are doing is great. And unfortunately for you, the most important are not on this. we want support on it. The first thing I advise you to do is this layer thing. Many years ago, some of us used to go to Brazil, it's a 7 layer here. But they invite no one there. The money they are going to spend for the whole year, they make it within 7 days. People back to their flats, they need to go room, and they take out the room, and make the money. Every day, other son and daughter go out, and mix their enjoyment. They come back. What I'm saying is that within 7 days, they will make money. On Tuesday, the last night, they work. On Wednesday, is Ash Wednesday. When you see them, you will not know that they are the ones doing charity that night. So they make all the money within the morning. As a Muslim in Saudi Arabia for Hajj, they going to make money within those 10 days as well. Now,
the future of Ijebu land is in your hands. So I believe with your prayers and blessings, sir, these young men will drive Ijebu to the next level. I believe in them, and I believe they will do it, and they will achieve it by God's grace. I noticed that, and I think they deserve. I don't know our fathers that can sit, everybody to stand up and keep their standing ovation for a strong person. Thank you very much.
All the living money here will come to this. I want to take you one thing. I want to hold truth. Discipline. Of it. You understand that drives you to continue doing this every year. That's not that. You're going to die. Not only will die. You're going to begin to realize everything that you're doing. But I want to know that something you know. Enemies of people all over. Second thing, following the best president. I wrote an essay.
Insurance certificate to some people. The IJBoys are doing that for 1,000 people for 1 year, first installment, and some of them are going to be given the certificate today. So just don't know.
Chairman will do a group to declare this open. Sir.
In the name of Father, and of the Son, and the Holy Ghost, declare this first edition of the IJBoys Trade Fair stand after the Economic Forum. I hereby declare it open, and the good Lord will bless them, and they will continue to grow from strength to strength. And and I can tell you You are the future of Ijebu. Please keep it up. God bless you.
This ideal international list.
Oh yes, yes. How are you? Welcome.
Look for entrepreneur Santana first. Okay, very good.
See your product now, see your food. This is another.
I mean, very fantastic black soup. I know. Even if you talk to them, shepherd food.
Is there?
Yes.
Is there?
I'm buying now. I'm used to almost as but when you close the school, how many does it? How do you don't have any how much you sell it? Very well. Of course. Guys. Àdìrẹ́sí àdìrẹ́yìn àwọn kálíwọ́ tó ti tú How are you, madam?
These are the type of contents that we're going to read that we're going to talk about. We're going to touch on health services, economic empowerment, and educational initiative. I know our daddy talked about values, and one of our members actually answered the question. That's where the Omanuabi centric goal comes into play. So, as the president mentioned in his speech earlier, in 2023, we formed a committee to come up with ideas of a 10-year plan of what we can do to support the human development and economic development in the land. And the committee member did an awesome job. They produced more than what we expected. It's about 82 pages long. And those are things that we're going to narrow down to our top priorities, and I will share some of those with you in this month. Our target area is Ijebu, comprising of 6 local governments. So we want to make sure our reach can reach every corner, place, villages of Ijebu land. And we'll be able to increase the number of people we interact with, which is our beneficiaries from about 8,000 to about 100,000 by the year 2023. We want to make sure we are able to improve the quality and effectiveness of the program that the association is rolling out by collaborating with local partners and donors that support us to be able to give these services to our people. So, as most people know, we always talk about medical outreach. So we talk about the Ijebu land. We also want to ensure that the existing business are provided in the environment where they can thrive and continue to grow. Because I live in the United States. The biggest employer in the United States is the small business. And everybody knows when the small business thrives, the economy is going to thrive. Because they're going to employ people locally here, and they're injecting money locally, and it will increase your expansion, and it will lead to a lot of innovative ideas that come from the country. Like Otumba Hashim said earlier, we are very strategically located. Ijebu land touches the coastline, and we know export zone is not Lagos, African export zone, it's not too far from us. And we know we are a based society, that we want to explore ways of helping the agro sector to be able to harness the products and go into international business as well. And also setting up still acquisition centers where people can learn. One of the biggest mistakes we often make in the Nigerian education system, we think everybody has to go through polytechnic and university. There's some technical aspects that actually does well, if well managed, like plumbing, electrification. This is where ideas and innovation of technology will happen. In the education sector, one of the areas we're exploring is the ability to give scholarship to reserving students. We want to, today IT is one of the biggest things. Artificial intelligence is taking over everywhere. We cannot afford in the land to be behind the power plant. There's a lot of automation that gets done. I'm in the automotive industry where you paint cars. And one of the things I saw was the ability to have robotics now to paint cars can be more effective. But somebody created it. We can be those persons. We have the brains here. All the brains these young people are using to do all kind of illegal stuff, we can harness that power and point them in the right direction. And like I said earlier, we actually have a standing committee. One of their roles is to appoint people, elderly people, well-versed people across the land to be our Omoluabi ambassadors. And one of their roles is to go to schools, to go to primary schools and secondary schools, to interact with these young men and women, to be able to put some values into them. I am very proud of the women, and I'm kind of trying to be able to across the globe, even into areas where I don't know. I'll give you a little snippet. I was a soldier for a while, and I was out in Afghanistan, and I thought so much about Ijebu that my soldiers were going to Google Ijebu and they're coming back with pictures of people riding horses and looking over and asking me, is that what you're talking about? And I've been my chest and said, yes, that is Ijebu that I'm from, and that's where I go back to.
Some things to give away. So we need to start, and it's going to be very quick. We have some pharmaceutical drugs, quite a lot of them, and very expensive one, that has actually been given to us courtesy of the organization where one of our members, Dr. Kayode Onosanya, works for the United States of America. So they're quite very rich drugs, and this will be the second year in running. They'll be so generous to give us the drugs. I'm sure you saw in the video earlier on this morning that we made a presentation to the Olabisi Olabando Teaching Hospital, and that was part of the goodies that we received last year. But this time around, we decided not to go to Shanghai. We decided to stay in Ijebu. So we're presenting this to the Ministry of Health, responsible for the 6 local governments in Ijebu. So these drugs that we're about to give is for the 6 local governments of Ijebu for their use and for their benefits. So I'm going to call on the representative of the Honorable Commissioner, Dr. Mrs. Boka, who is here, who is Fan Hassan, to please come and say this on our behalf. We've been assured that these drugs will be enjoyed by the vulnerable in the society, those that we want these drugs are meant for. So,
thank you very much. Thank you very much, President. On behalf of IJBoys, collecting these drugs, quite a number of them, I'm hoping that we will get the grassroots view as we so desire. Last year was a three-day medical around which we saw things. And presently, this year, we will be in a society. Just for one day medical around. Then we thought that that was just a one-day program. How can we still try to get that to be as much as possible? That's how we came out with this idea. And we donated to the paper. You get to people that we need. So those are some eyebrows that get some social needs, Malocaine, bottles of time, and the metformin, which is really necessary. So once again, I'm happy to do this. And I want to make that which is so generous, presenting every single hopefully the tradition will continue and we will only get better from now.
That entitles the beneficiary to 1 year of free medical and surgical treatment in our selected hospitals, both at primary, secondary, and tertiary level. And for those that are enjoying, they are going to get this card. You can use this card 77 times 7 times a day. Yes. You know where I got this 77 times 7 times more. Do not let anyone tell you that you can use it once a year or something like once a month. Please make use of this card anytime you want. Even if it's just to go and check your vitals. You want to know whether your blood pressure is going to control or so. You can walk in here and then make use of your card. Thank you very much. So now, let us also put on record that these are just the symbolic handing over. We've selected about 15 people that comes across the local government that want to give the card today. Even as we are doing this now, there are people out there that are also distributing cards from the remaining 135 people that we have enrolled today. And that is just the ones that we've done that we mobilized for today. So to quickly start, I'll start calling these people. Olu Shegun Osukoya, Deborah Saka, okay. Ẹ̀mọ̀mọ̀ tí wọ́n pe health insurance Yorùbá àbí adójútòfò ìlera àbí adójútòfò ìlera. Ìdí ni pé níṣẹ́ láti dá owó àbẹ̀yàn kan ti bá wa sanwó ìlera wa yẹn kó tó di pé challenge health challenge dé. Wọ́n ṣe ti bá wa sanwó yẹn láti gba káàdì yẹn. Ẹni tó ti gba káàdì mo kí wọn kí orúurú ilé yàn nítorí àwọn IJBoys association wọ́n ti bá wọn sanwó. Káàdì yìí ṣe yìí wọ́n wọnú health center wọ́n mú fúnra wọn ní ọ. Àwọn health center ló súnmọ́ lé wọn lásán fún màkàndé láàrin pé wọ́n mú. So ẹni tó wá láti Òdògbòdú health center tó wà ní Òdògbòdú tó súnmọ́ ló mú. Ẹni tó wá láti Ìjẹ̀bú náà ti Ìjẹ̀bú east bí gbogbo wọn ṣe ṣe nìyẹn. Wọ́n má dẹ̀ ti níde pé wọ́n fẹ́ nítọ́jú wọ́n mú káàdì kan kó lọ sí health center yẹn. A lè ti ṣàlàyé fún wọn náà pé láti health center yẹn náà tí àwọn health center bá nígbà kíní tó ṣàwọn ẹni yìí àwọn apákò lè ka wọ́n á fún wọn ní kóòdù wọ́n á dẹ̀ sọ fún wọn lọ sí the next level of care tí ara wọn máa fi yá. Mo lè ti ṣàlàyé fún wọn náà pé àwa la máa béèrè ẹ̀tọ́ wa ẹ bá ẹgbẹ́ òun kan parọ́ fún yín ṣe rí ẹlòmíín àti bábẹ̀ sí ló káàdì wọn fẹ́ kó ṣiṣẹ́ o. IJBoys association ti ṣe ti wọn ọ́fíṣà ti ṣe ti tiẹ̀ ó wá kún fún ẹ̀yìn náà ẹni débẹ̀ sí wọ́n ti àkóso ògùn àpótẹ́mì ò tí ì bẹ̀rẹ̀ iná lọ́pàá fún yín àti sọ fún wọn bá ti sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ nọ́mbà méjì wà lẹ́yìn káàdì yẹn tẹ máa pè nọ́mbà yẹn 24 hours ni tẹ bá délẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ wa wò ó jẹ́ òrùlé pè é àwọn èèyàn it's an automated switchboard bí inú àwọn ti MTN yẹn ni wọ́n tó máa dé sí ìjọba tó bó ṣe fẹ́ bá yàn sọ̀rọ̀ lókùn yẹn náà yàn máa bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ tó bá dẹ̀ jẹ́ máa dó dáná lórí ibi kò sí wàhálà kẹ́lẹ́ kọ̀m̀pléǹtì náà ẹ̀kọ́ lọ sí bíbá bẹ́ẹ̀ báyìí wọn ò dàbí lóò dáadáa torí bàtà bá make complaint la máa tún gbogbo kìíní ṣe ṣẹ́tì gbọ́ ẹ̀fẹ́ kí ọmọ sọ̀tà kìíní òṣìṣẹ́ máa lọ́lé àti àwọn ọmọ tó ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ̀ kí wọ́n sọ fún wa ẹ̀lẹ́ débẹ̀ sọ́dà ẹ̀kọ́ lọ́sẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ lóṣù lẹ́ máa lo káàdì wọ́n sọ máa ń pẹ́ ẹ̀kọ́ ní pọ́pà kan ni gbogbo àwọn ọmọ tó sọ fún àwọn èèyàn nìyẹn àbáríkà òun yẹn kọ́ lọ́jọ́ òsílé wọn ò lo káàdì wọn ìdíjẹ́ láti lo káàdì yìí ni pé a ti sanwó fún àwọn health center yẹn a ti sanwó fún àwọn general hospital yẹn a ti sanwó fún àwọn state hospitals yẹn kọ́n retí ní pé kẹwàá lo káàdì mo tún wá sọ yẹn lọ́sùn wọn á jẹ́ pé nǹkan kò ṣe wá o àbáfẹ́ lọ lo káàdì yẹn kọ́ lọ dá wọn láàmú ẹ má tẹ̀lé ká mú káàdì yẹn sí ká máa dá fẹ́ẹ́ lùfẹ́ nìkan àbá lọ sí hospital orí fọ́ọ̀mù mi ẹ bá lọ sí orí fọ́ọ̀mù mi sódà kò gbọ́ bá kó fún yẹn lọ kó fọ́ọ̀mù bí ó dé wo ṣẹ́ẹ̀kọ́ àwọn IJBoys ṣe fún wọn àwọn tó kù tán wà ní ẹ̀jẹ̀ sanwó wọn káàdì ẹ má lọ káàdì ti ní ẹ má lọ fún wọn ẹ ṣe.
Then let's zoom into the card. Let's zoom into the card. Beautiful, brilliant.
I hope you notice the IJBoys logo that we put on it. And we customize, maybe the next one we'll look at it. Deborah Saka. Oh, yeah, someone else. Yes, Rat, Bashiru. Ẹ máa ti lọ nínú one stage máa bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ìpínlẹ̀ o. Ẹ máa ti lọ wọ́n máa fún wọn lọ́wọ́ ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀. Champions for all people to